or art in a social context. And I thought to myself, this is a question that popped into my head. What would the experience of this thing we're going through, what would it be like if we thought of it as like a giant work of art? And I just thought, oh, that's such an interesting question. And I came to church that Sunday and I ran into Paul and Scott and Cheryl standing there, and I went up and said, hey guys, what if we thought of this project as a giant work of art? You know, and they were so sweet and kind of looked at me like, oh, okay. You're okay. So anyway, that's basically was the inspiration for this project that I'm going to be explaining to you. And also I've turned myself into a pretzel to figure out how to explain this in a coherent way. So it is, in essence, a big storytelling project. And I started thinking about all the ways that humans tell stories. And when I was thinking about it, oh, and by the way, you guys, this is my little handout sheet to you that's on the table. So open that up. So I started thinking about all the ways that we tell stories. Actual storytelling, all the different art that we do, writing, photography, video, rap, music, chanting, the objects we value, the clothes we wear, the colors we love, dancing, numbers. Numbers certainly tell a story. The objects we adorn ourselves with. I mean, you know, as humans, we're just natural-born story-making beings. So, I wrote a mission statement, and this is the mission statement I wrote. This is us, which I'm calling my project, This is Us, Unity Seattle. But also, this is us, we're a big tribe. So this was my mission statement. This is Us is a catalyst for building, transforming, and sustaining community through the celebration of artistry, unity, history, and spiritual principles. So, yesterday when I was reading it over, I thought, wow, it sounds like I'm applying for a grant from a corporate board. So I rewrote it, and this is actually my true mission statement. So it's also known as, let's have fun and play and create and say goodbye and tell our stories and lift each other up and be the love. Okay, so when I'm explaining the story, I'm using the metaphor of a book. And the title of the book is Our Transformational Journey. And there's lots of chapters in the book. There's the finance chapter, there's the building chapter, there's the staff chapter, and then there's this chapter, this section of the book I'm calling This Is Us. And it's the story of where we've been, who we are, and what we dream. And at the conclusion of all of this, one of the things that we'll actually have is a book you can hold in your hand. We're going to do a book online, and it'll be a book that you can order if you want, or you can just view it online. But it's also the documentation that we're leaving for the future. And some of the things that are in the book is I want to do a pretty good historical timeline of our community in Seattle. And also a history of Lake Union so that 100 years from now, someone can come and read this document and understood our place in the larger Seattle community. And also, it is our vision to have a showing of all the community creative projects, which will also be part of the book. And I'm going to give you some examples of what I'm talking about community creative projects. So, okay, here I go. So I went to meet with the men's group, okay, and I talked to him about it. And Casey came up with an idea. And he said, you know, I've been thinking about those rocks out in the reflecting pool and about digging out those white rocks. And I was like, oh, that's the perfect example of a project I'm talking about. For those of you that don't know, all those rocks in the reflecting pool, the community that built this church spent 7 months going out and finding those rocks. And then they hired a mosaic artist from Bellevue to come over and put them in a pattern. And, you know, as they did with every single part of this building, they imbued those rocks with their consciousness and their prayer for this community. So when he said, I want to dig up those white rocks, I was like, that's great. Dig up those white rocks. You can make a collage out of it, or you can put it in a beautiful container and write the story of where those rocks came from. And then that can be photographed and put in our book. So it's reaching back into where we've been and really showing who we are as a community. So that's one example. Oh, here's another one. I have a million of them. The other day I was just cleaning out some boxes in the library, and I ran across this little binder. It's the 1961-62 Dial a Prayer book. And these prayers were written by members of this community. So I'm just going to read you from February 12th's prayer, where you could dial a prayer. And this is by Don, which I'm assuming is Donald O'Connor, who was the minister at that time. So this is Donald O'Connor speaking to us from 1962. The loving kindness of God overflows through me. Dear one, make this your life's consecration. Work in this consciousness today, and let this spirit so infill you that you will always express from it. It is true that God's loving kindness does overflow through you. God is love, pure love, omnipresent, limitless love. God as love overflows through you. So, I was so inspired by this book. When I opened it up, it's like, I had all these visions of the person that sat down and typed all these, and all the people that called up and got these messages from the founders of this church. So I thought, what a cool project. I asked Marcia Batam to take this book, and if she was inspired to do so, to write a poem about it. So at the end of our project, not only will we have a book, but I want to do a showing, like an art showing, so I could have this book and Marcia's poem, and anybody else that wanted to write about it. And that would be one of the projects. Okay, here's another example. Mariah taught me to make these really, really awesome little paper books, so I asked her if she'd do a paper book making project with me. And we're going to make a bunch of these. We're inviting you guys to a paper making book party at my house on April 4th, or March 4th. And we're going to make books, and we're going to give these to the community. We're asking for $1 a piece because we're trying to recoup our paper costs. But I thought, wouldn't it be a cool project for whoever wanted to have one of these books throughout the year and use it however you like to tell your story about where we've been, who we are, and what we dream. You could use it as a quote journal. You could use it to write down things you want to remember from Karen's sermon. You could use it as an autograph book. Remember when we used to get autographs from people? I thought that would be fun. You could use it, you could draw on it. You could, I don't know, do anything you want with it that would tell the story. And then at the end of the year, we would display them and also excerpt them for the book. So, see Mariah, she has some books with her actually right now. How many did you make, Mariah? I have about 15 or 20 books. She has about 15 to 20 books, so if you want a book to keep and throughout the year, see Mariah. And also see her if you want to come to the March 4th bookmaking party at my house.
And then we're also going to have a party here.
Yeah, we're going to have a party here later for people that want to just learn how to make books, because they're awesome little gifts too. Okay, so in this, what I've done is, I don't know, I just put out a lot of ideas of things you could do. But what I really want to say to you is, I don't want you to think of this as work, like, okay, well, this is another project to do. I just want you to catch that spirit of inspiration. If you have a little idea that you want to do, and it doesn't have to be a big thing, you know, and if you don't know how to do it, then find somebody in our community that does know how to do that. So there's lots of ideas here. I'm going to be coming around during the year, meeting with all the different groups, brainstorming with you guys. If you want to participate but you can't think of an idea, please see me. I've got 12 million of them in my brain. So whatever your gift is, whatever you have to contribute, like when I was talking to Louise about it, Louise said, improv. And I was like, yeah, improv. I don't know what that looks like, but that would be really cool. I was talking to Dana about it. Of course, immediately comes to her mind, performance. I was like, okay, that sounds really like a cool idea. So whatever your gift is, and I know there's lots of people that maybe feel like you don't have a creative bone in your body. I've heard people say that. But let's say you're like a numbers guy. I think a fascinating project would be, how many hours of prayer have we had in this building? How many hours of meditation have we had in this building?
Right, there she goes.
So that would be, kind of a cool numbers project, whatever your special gift is. Okay, am I done?